Okay, so in your Blizzard launcher under the Diablo 4 section, you should see this area right here where it talks about Mother's Blessing is bestowed on Sanctuary. And what this is going to be is a buff to your experience and gold. And if I back out here, you can see kind of what it looks like. You've got your different announcements right here and it cycles through. So right there, the Mother's Blessing weekend, get bonus XP and gold for a limited time. You click on it and it's going to pull up this little post here from Blizzard in the app talking about the bonus weekend coming up here. And what this is going to be is from September 1st at 10 a.m. until September 5th at 10 a.m., which is going to be through the holiday weekend. You've got like Labor Day and stuff going on here over the weekend on a Monday. So it's going to be going through the 1st to the 5th. And that is going to be Friday until Tuesday, where you're going to be getting this bonus XP at a 25% increased rate, they're calling it. And if I remember right, the bonus in a World Tier 4 in terms of XP is going to be 400%. So what we don't know is if this bonus is going to be additive or multiplicative, because a 25% bonus could mean it goes from 400% to 425%, and that wouldn't be a very big boost. But if it goes from 400% to 500% basically, because you take 25 of that 400, that's what we don't know. So this could either be a drop in the bucket, super underwhelming buff, or it could be super impactful and you'll be able to level up a lot faster over this holiday weekend. But what else do we have going on this weekend? We have got the release of Starfield coming down the line here from Bethesda. Now, when you can start playing Starfield is going to depend on your time zone and also which edition you bought. Now, if you bought the full deluxe early access edition, which we're seeing become more and more frequent in the gaming sphere, Diablo 4 did this as well, where you could pay for the ultimate edition or deluxe or whatever, and then get access to the game a few days earlier. Well, Starfield's going to be doing that same thing. So you'll either be able to play on the 31st or the 1st, kind of depending on your time zone and where you live, or if you just bought the standard edition of the game, then it'll be on the 5th or the 6th. So if you did pay for that bonus version, you're going to be able to play Starfield this weekend. And what's probably going to happen is that may be grabbing some people's attention instead of Diablo 4. So there's a little bit of a theory going on out there that this is Blizzard kind of trying to hedge their bet and not lose too many players to compete with Starfield and all that. I doubt that's a huge part of it. I think what they're probably trying to do is A, get people interested in the season again because the player base is starting to dip pretty hard, and then B, probably try to take advantage of the holiday weekend when people may have a day off work on Monday or may have a little bit more free time this weekend. They want to get them into Diablo 4 and excited to really come back and try the game again because of a boost going on. And speaking of, while we're here, we might as well take a look at the good old Google Trends to see what the velocity is like worldwide here for Diablo 4. So obviously we all know when the peak was. That was going to be back in the first week of June or so when we peaked here at the release of the game. And then we've kind of been dwindling since then. Now, when they did start the season, we saw a little bit of a bump in the popularity as people were coming back and wanting to try out Season 1. But honestly, a pretty underwhelming buff in terms of people coming back for Season 1, and then it has been falling off really fast here, where we were at a 42 when the season launched, and then we've come all the way down to a 6 from Season 1. So from release, we've gone from 100 to 6, which is a 94% loss in the player base since the launch of the game, and then season has went from 42 to 6. And 42 to 6, that's probably like an 80-85% loss, probably about 85%. So Season 1 has already lost 85% of its participation rate for the most part here, going from 42 to 6. So yeah, I think it's a good move to do something to reinvigorate the player base, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think over the course of the weekend, we're going to see maybe the 6 go to like a 7 or an 8, and then it's going to start falling off to a 5 again by the end of next week, and maybe even worse, like a 3 or a 4 with Starfield coming out. I know a lot of people that I game with and a lot of my friends and a lot of my Diablo 4 type content creators and friends are going to be excited to try out Starfield and going to be doing that a lot over the course of the next couple weeks here. And I'm still on the fence about it. I don't know if I'm going to try out Starfield or not. I'm usually more into the dark fantasy medieval setting, kind of like Diablo 4. I like the sword and board, shield and magic and bow and arrow type of tile set a little bit better than the space one. typically. I do really like Warhammer 40k though, so not always, but in terms of these kind of games, I'm usually going to lean more towards like Skyrim and Oblivion as opposed to something like Starfield or Fallout. But we don't get a release of this magnitude very often, so I'm sure a lot of people are going to be excited to try out Starfield, and I still probably will end up doing it. But yeah, hopefully the gold and XP boost this weekend is going to be multiplicative. It does say at a 25% increased rate, but yeah, I don't know. I guess let me know if you know better than I do, but this sounds like it could still go either direction. It sounds like it could be an additive, which would take it in World Tier 4 from 400 to 425, or it could be a multiplier on top of that and be a true 25% bonus. We'll have to kind of wait and see. I have done pretty extensive XP per hour testing, so I would pretty easily be able to play for like 30 minutes or so and be able to find out if it's an additive or a multiplicative bonus. So I'll try to make sure and find time this weekend to dive in and test that and see exactly what the bonus is going to be, because it'll probably set the table for what we can expect the bonuses for events like this within Diablo 4 to kind of calculate within how they actually function in game. So let me know your thoughts on all of this down below, and I will probably also host some polls over on the community tab here of the channel, so you can head on over there to cast your vote and see how you feel compared to the rest of the community on events like this. So have a good rest of your week, and I will see you soon in the next video. Peace.